This is Meghan Markle's sickest stunt yet.
Maybe Harry's no use to Meghan anymore. Maybe the divorce rumors are actually true.
What began as a glamorous headline quickly turned into something far more explosive. Hidden hotel invoices from Meghan Markle's Paris Fashion Week stays suddenly surfaced, revealing a world of extravagant penthouse living, designer fittings, and elite security. The real shock wasn't the luxury. It was the mystery. Every expense had been paid, but not by Meghan, and not by any brand willing to claim responsibility.
This woman is really not oppressed. She's opportunistic.
Someone powerful had quietly funded it all, and their identity remained carefully concealed at first glance. It looked like a routine celebrity indulgence. Another star, another lavish bill. But as reporters began examining the details, the story unraveled. Dates didn't align, names didn't match, and the fashion house linked to her visit quickly denied any involvement, with no sponsor stepping forward and her team staying silent. The focus shifted to the one question no one could ignore. If neither Meghan nor the brand paid, then who did? A hidden financial trail began stretching far beyond Paris, pulling attention away from fashion and straight toward power, influence, and motive. Behind closed doors, insiders claimed the fallout hit hard. Emotions ran high, tensions rose, and the story quickly became about more than money.
Meghan Markle is always attempting to, shall we say, build relationships with very rich men.
It became about reputation. The mysterious payments suggested deliberate backing, a calculated investment in maintaining Meghan's spotlight. As every signature and transaction was examined, what once seemed like a glamorous appearance transformed into the spark of a public storm no one had anticipated. Her Paris arrival, designed as a triumphant comeback, was already being overshadowed by a second story quietly building beneath the surface. Pressure inside the hotel eventually broke the silence. A staff accountant, unsettled by growing speculation, leaked scanned invoices to a journalist. Within hours, whispers turned into documented proof. The paperwork revealed conflicting bookings, unexplained corporate links, and authorization codes that didn't line up. As French media circulated the evidence, scrutiny intensified. The focus shifted from runway glamour to financial contradictions, and the narrative that had once been carefully controlled began slipping away.
It is so odious, it's beyond belief.
Absolute media manipulation. But I thought tonight this was really ridiculous. These are two real
framed the Paris trip as a moment of empowerment, a carefully crafted image of reinvention and control. For a brief time, the strategy worked. Fashion editors praised her presence. Social media celebrated her comeback, and the illusion of flawless influence held strong. But once the invoices surfaced, the spotlight shifted dramatically. The polished narrative of rebirth turned into a test of credibility, and suddenly the receipts, not the fashion, were driving the story. Behind the scenes, strict control shaped every detail. Hotel staff signed confidentiality agreements. Photographers were guided on what to capture, and financial questions were kept firmly off limits. From the outside, the trip looked like a flawless fairy tale. But within industry circles, quiet doubts began forming. Brands hadn't officially confirmed involvement. Paperwork seemed inconsistent, and subtle contradictions raised suspicion. Then one small detail, a single booking entry on a hotel invoice, disrupted the entire illusion and began unraveling the carefully constructed image. The leak escalated quickly. A mysterious email delivered detailed hotel invoices
During her Paris Fashion Week appearance, which was another desperate and craven attempt to grab the limelight, while William was getting some good publicity.
Showing charges, timestamps, and payment authorizations that contradicted public claims. Guest information didn't match official statements, and the payments traced back to an unknown third party. A handwritten note confirming sponsorship intensified speculation, as commentators dissected every detail. Public silence from Meghan's team only fueled suspicion. What had once been routine paperwork became the center of a growing mystery, and just when the tension peaked, a new name began circulating, threatening to change everything. Investigators followed the digital trail, signatures, offshore links, corporate layers, until one pattern emerged repeatedly. The payments appeared connected to a wealthy Los Angeles figure known only as Mr. X, someone with past ties to Meghan before her royal life. Funds had been routed through company accounts, Carefully distanced but not invisible, the discovery shifted the narrative from finances to motive. Why would someone quietly fund her Paris appearance? Loyalty, influence, or something far more strategic? Inside her circle, the revelation triggered shock, tension, and emotional fallout that quickly spread beyond private walls.
I mean, other than looking like a toilet roll, Meghan Markle is contributing absolutely nothing.
As the story exploded online, control became impossible. Social media amplified every detail. Headlines multiplied, and attempts to dismiss the reports felt weak. Archived material began disappearing. Interviews were withdrawn, and emergency strategy meetings filled late nights. Each possible response, denial, explanation, or silence, carried its own risks. Meanwhile, visible distance between Meghan and Harry fueled further speculation. Invitations cooled, partnerships paused, and the public fascination that once fueled admiration began shifting toward fatigue. What started as a Paris scandal began to feel like part of a larger pattern. Analysts noticed a recurring cycle: grand reinvention, intense praise, sudden fallout. Each chapter of public life seemed to follow the same rhythm, regardless of location or context. Supporters saw resilience. Critics saw strategy. Debate intensified over whether the controversy was accidental or carefully navigated. Even silence appeared deliberate, time between retreats and comebacks. The question grew louder: was this chaos or choreography? By the time the media storm slowed, the damage had already reshaped the narrative. Paris was no longer just a luxury trip. It became a symbol of how modern fame operates, where image, influence, and exposure collide. The scandal revealed how fragile public perception can be.
People like Meghan will always stay with the man if there's no better option. I know that they have troubles in the marriage. I understand from now 6 separately reliable sources that Harry called in law.
How quickly control can slip away, and how every carefully staged moment leaves a permanent trace. Whether forgotten or remembered, the questions remain unresolved. Who exposed the truth? Who financed the spectacle? And how much of the story still remains hidden? The line between reinvention and manipulation has blurred, and once trust fades, every headline becomes part of something larger.